So how did Jerry Poteet meet Bruce Lee? 1964 at Jimmy Lee's house. Jerry was up in San Francisco with Ed Parker, right, helping him arrange a karate tournament up there. Jerry's telling me the story. I decided to go down to Oakland, visit my friend Jimmy Lee. He said I parked in front. I walked right into the backyard and I walked into the house through the back door. I poked my head, got Jimmy's attention. Jimmy came around, they were talking, and Jerry said the next thing, he knew, a few moments later, the house started shaking, like to the foundation. Were his exact words. What the hell is that? And Jimmy's like, oh, it's just my teacher working out on this, he said, what the hell is he doing? So they go upstairs and there's a wooden dummy bolted to the floor. So Jimmy introduced Jerry to Bruce, and Jerry asked him, oh, what is this? Bruce says, oh, it's a training apparatus. He said, this is how we use it in Wing Chun. And he goes off through this form, right? The classical Wing Chun form, right? And then Bruce says, this is how I use it. And Jerry said he just exploded. Crack, 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 right? House shaking again. Bruce asked Jerry, so what do you do? And oh, Kempo and this and that. And Bruce asked, oh, so how's that work? Well, Bruce knew how it worked. He knew Ed Parker. And Bruce holds up his hand. He says, punch my hand. Jerry gets down in his Kempo stance, right in the left lead. And he's got his hand down here. And Jerry tells me, I'm going to nail it. He pulls back to throw the hardest, right, nail it. Like I said, he pulls back and Bruce pulls his hand away and walks off. Jerry looks at Jimmy and he's like, what's going on? Bruce turns around and says, you're never going to hit me with that. First, you're starting down here. Second, you chambered. You give everything away and you're open. Jerry spent the rest of the day hanging out with the guys and made such an impression on him that when he heard Bruce moved to LA and was opening the school here in Chinatown, grabbed Danny Lee, one of his Kempo classmates. He said, Danny, get in the car. Jerry's exact words. Danny says, what, where are we going? And Jerry says, just get in the car, I'll explain on the way. They were the first two to walk into Bruce's class over there in Chinatown. And the joke they had was that Danny was the first student and Jerry was the second, because technically, right, Danny could sign his name faster. That was the joke that they had between each other from then on. It was like Danny's the first because he could sign his name faster. That's how Jerry met Bruce Lee, and that's the impression he made, and that's how we ended up in the school in the first place. And of course from there, he trained with Bruce twice a week at the school, twice a week privately at Bruce's house.